Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go.
Now, a feature presentation.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Welcome to the MatineeChat podcast
There is a God.
with Kathy Kaiser
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
and Anthony Wise.
Oh, excuse me, Russell, but I believe I requested the hand job.
He's just ignorant.
Stay connected at MatineeChat.com, on Facebook and Twitter at MatineeChat.
The radio's all yours now.
MatineeChat podcast on now.
And we're back for Matinee Chat. We missed a week there. Did a little family vacay. Everybody's families are happy. And we're back for volume 25.
25. We can now officially rent a car.
Perfect.
Yeah,
We've been waiting.
We've now reached full
For a
adulthood.
while.
I guess the next step would be volume 50 with AARP card.
There you go.
I don't know what else is next.
Before you know it, we'll be there.
Before you know it,
How
we will be there.
exciting.
So brand new year. Very excited for us. Movies come out this year that I can't really think of right now, but I'm excited about it. I'm still recovering from New Year's, so forgive me for even
forgive
speaking
him.
today.
Exactly.
For that matter, but
Exactly.
it is.
He had fun.
It's had super fun. So today we have 7 movies lined up to talk about because there was a lot we missed out on, and we're going to cover our tracks and discuss some of the things we have out right now, such as Concussion, The Big Short, Daddy's Home, Joy, Carol, The Danish Girl, and the Hateful Ocho. So
Exactly.
that's what we got in store for you today, plus a couple games and mixed in between for your chance to win some movie tickets. Right now we're going to kick things off with the brand new Will Smith movie called Concussion, which I did not get a chance to see, but you got a chance to see.
I
So
did.
so lay it on me. Well, I know the gist of it, what it's about, because I pay attention to sports. But
Oh, very good. Very good.
I also heard that the NFL ran their fingers through it, and so that's why I worry about watching it.
Okay. Well, they did actually make them redo it before they could release it.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Maybe they were getting a bad rap.
Well, I can't imagine why NFL would never want information like that to be
I
released.
know.
Yeah, it sounds
Corporate
phony.
America. Yay, NFL.
Sounds phony, and I don't like that at all. So anyway, tell me about the movie. How are the performances? Because I know Will Smith had to get into an accent for this.
He did. He's a Nigerian doctor called Dr. Bennett Amahu. It's rated PG-13, and he actually is a pathologist in Pittsburgh. And he's actually very humane in doing his autopsies. And he's getting grief the whole time. And all of a sudden, showing up on his slab is Iron Mike Webster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he can't figure out why he's had so many mental issues along the way and why he has met with his demise way too early. The man's like in his 50s. So he starts doing all these, tests on him that they're actually forcing him to pay for himself. But he finds out that they have this issue, which he then later gets published and names CTE, bottom line.
This is the first bottom line of the new year?
Yes,
the first bottom line of the new year.
And bottom line for this movie is, yes, the repetitive concussions that you get from playing football have affected this man's brain, which caused him amnesia, dementia, all kinds of issues. He lived in a car, of all places. And then all of a sudden, after this happens to this one Pittsburgh Steeler, quite a few more are now ending up in the morgue with the same exact issue. So the NFL is pushing for this information not to get out because, you can't really change the game of football too much and it still be football.
Oh, well, they've done that so much already. It's not football anymore, so I don't see what the big deal is. Might as well make it touch.
Well, there you go. I agree. If it's going to save lives and it's going to make people's lives better, then let's make it touch football. Oh, now the world's coming at us, but...
No, not at all. No one's coming at us. No one even heard it yet.
Okay, good.
We're just recording.
Okay.
When they hear it, they might be upset. But I mean, it's a serious thing. Even when I played high school football and college football, there was brand new technology of these air cushioned helmets that had hand pumps that you could plug right into the helmets and pump up for your certain comfort and your safety as well. And
yes.
What I'm trying to say is the technology is not perfect yet. We're not up to date on everything in terms of how to protect the head. And it is a serious issue. And I'm really bothered by the fact the NFL got to run their fingers through it. That being said, they didn't get to run their finger to the actual information that's out there on what happened and his actual studies and stuff like that. So
and there was nothing they could do. I mean, they pretty well kept pushing back on him. Alec Baldwin plays another doctor in the film that used to be a doctor for the team itself. The two of them try to get as much of this out in front of everyone as they can. And then our buddy, Mr. Goodall, just still keeps trying to push it under the carpet. But, you know, it's out there. The information's out there. Goodell.
Oh,
it wrong.
There's a Goodall. I was like, who the hell is Goodall?
No. I said his name wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something I would want to see. No, only mainly because the NFL ran the fingers through, but also because I don't know, it just sounds kind of boring.
Well, actually, it wasn't boring at all, and Will Smith is up for a Golden Globe nod for his portrayal of Dr. Benin Amadu, and I totally agree. It's as if it's a whole new side of Will Smith that we have never seen before. It was a very well done film. And I actually, if you go to MatineeChat.com or check us out on Twitter at MatineeChat, I gave it must see on the big screen.
A must see on the big screen for Kathy. Like I said, we'll have to not because the NFL ran their fingers through it. It's just important. If you go see this movie, just at least take the time, if you're interested in the information, take the time to look up his actual work and the findings that he has, because they didn't tell you everything in the movie because the NFL wouldn't let you. So wouldn't let them. So it's very important for you to know all the facts and why it is, a serious thing. And I love football. I grew up on football. I played football. I absolutely love it to death. But we don't need it to kill people to death.
No, absolutely. No.
Which is kind of a double negative or something there. I don't know.
Some
sort of grammatical error is made. But whatever. It's concussion sucks. So, kids, full review up the website right now, MatineeChat.com. And now a movie I did see, and I thought it was really great.
To sit next to me and watch it. Lucky guy.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Was The Big Short, which is about the housing crisis. Now, my mother's a realtor, so this is
this is a little close to home.
It kind of is close to home because I'm interested, because she's still out there in the struggle right now. I'm just like, man, how does all that work and how to get to this point? And essentially, it's just greed and stupidity as well. Education, again, it's such a big problem. But okay. What a great movie. I hate to use the term dumbed down, but it spells everything out very, very well. Very eloquently.
And actually, Adam McKay wrote this, and he's done a lot of comedic films.
Which is a nice step out from him because, usually I see him with Will Ferrell, so it's nice to see him step out and try this.
Right. Of course, it is rated R. We want to tell everybody that. But back to Adam. He found a way to explain all the intricacies of the housing and the banking and all of that in a very comedic way, which was hilarious.
It was very good. Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. I mean, it was just a slew of great actors in there. And it was a really, really great movie. And it was, it's a serious thing.
I can't believe
this is what brought down everything.
I can't believe that you didn't mention Margot Robbie, the bathtub scene.
Oh, because I don't remember. I really
really you were so in tune to the guys you didn't even remember that.
I'm really into guys. She was in there for 3 seconds and explained one thing. Like I don't care what she says.
There you go, ladies. He doesn't really care.
I don't care if if she's not an essential part of the movie. She was just in one scene. Who cares if she's?
I thought for sure.
Okay, she's in a bikini in a bathtub. Who cares?
Bit about the movie, Anthony.
I can't because even though I understood the movie, I still can't explain what happened. It was just a range of stupidity and greed and this housing bubble that allowed the big crash to happen there in the 2000s that led to the recession. And just all this negative stuff in the housing market.
How about Dr. Michael Burry, who was played by Christian Bale, figures out what the banks and the realtors and everybody are doing, and he actually invests. He's not a doctor; he's a financial advisor, and he's actually going to invest all this money in what's going to happen.
He's betting against the housing market.
Yeah.
He's betting that it will fail.
Right.
And so every bank is like, oh, well, we'll take that bet because this is impossible.
Exactly.
And then it does. Mm-hmm. And he makes buku bucks.
Right. And
so it's also kind of screwed up because he's profiting off, the eventual destruction of people's homes, foreclosure, so much and so forth. But nobody would listen to him.
Exactly.
And at the same time,
Or
there was
Steve Carell or Ryan Gosling or any of the rest of the boys who have figured out that this is going to happen. And, of course, they've all invested, so they're all going to make money off of the little guy when it does what it does. And how do they make their money? Because the banks, right, get bailed up by the government, and then all these guys make all this money.
And that is what happened.
Sad, very sad.
Yeah, it is. It is a very sad thing, and most of us lived through it, and it sucked, and it still kind of somewhat sucks left over. But this is a very funny movie and a good way to explain it and break it down for those of you that are just like, what the hell happened in 2008? And then here we are now. This is a really good job of explaining everything. I suggest you go see it immediately. Definitely going to be some winners out of this cast for nominations
Steve Carell
and
and
awards.
Christian Bale are up for some Golden Globes for this little film. So
No, this was done really, really, really well.
And once again, if you go to MatineeChat.com or Twitter at MatineeChat, I once again gave this one must see on the big screen. So Anthony and I agree this time. Write that down.
Rarity.
We're both saying rush out and see it.
Check out full review again on MatineeChat.com. And now we're going to get into a little game we like to call Name That Movie Tune.
Get these morons off the air.
Hey, Tiny, who's playing tonight?
Wait till Otis sees us!
We're on a mission from God.
I love his music. I do. I'm a Michael Bolton fan.
Name That Movie Tune.
Yay, Kathy's
Yay,
Week.
Kathy's Week.
Obscure movies you don't know.
No. Name that movie tune. This is an obscure movie. The next one's obscure.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Come on.
No, this is just a song that I'm definitely not a fan of.
This is a song that he's not a fan of, but once you hear the song, it is from a movie that maybe has something to do with New Year's.
It is a recent movie, so you should be able to tell by the song. And
There you go. Here
it
we go.
is.
I cannot believe you don't
goodness.
like Pitbull.
It's not that I don't like him. I respect his effort. I just
Oh, okay.
I work at a pop radio station. There's only so much pop music can take in life. So,
He likes the blues, boys and girls.
if you know the answer to that and know what movie that's from, it's a very recent movie, let us know on the Matinee Chat podcast page for your chance to win some tickets to the lovely Edge Theater. Thank you, Edge, for the hookup. All right, I'll get back to the reviews. Very funny movie that I did not see, but I hear decent things about. The brand new comedy duo, not brand new, they did a couple movies together, but I still feel like I don't know, I just feel so weird about it. A comedy combo of Marky Mark and Will Ferrell. I never saw the other guys.
Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
He's Mark Wahlberg.
He's
now.
Marky
He's
Mark.
way beyond Marky Mark.
Yeah, whatever, Marky Mark.
Okay, so the movie that Anthony's talking about is Daddy's Home, rated PG-13. And the premise behind the film, stepdad versus real dad. And Will Ferrell's married to Mark Wahlberg's ex-wife, and they have 2 little kids, and they're trying to raise this happy family. And Mark Wahlberg comes back into the picture. Of course, he's a motorcycle riding, super cool dude, and Will Ferrell is GM at a radio station, and maybe he's not a super cool dude. And Thomas Hayden Church is his boss, and even he's more impressed with Mark Wahlberg than poor Will Ferrell. And the whole premise of the film is them, of course, battling one another for the children's affections. And it's very sweet. Very sweet.
I am a big fan of Linda Cardellini, and so I'm happy
that
to
was
see
Mom,
her.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. She was, of course, in Freaks and Geeks a long time ago with Judd Apatow. So
Correct.
She's really cool. See Bill Burr's in there along with the Hannibal Buress, good set of comedians. So it looks like a fun movie. Like I said, I did not get a chance to see it, but you saw it.
I did. And let me throw that out there for everyone who's wondering. Well, Kathy's going to rate this movie because she's really not fond of Will Ferrell. And not that he hasn't done some funny things along the way. He's just not one of my favorite actors. So going into this film, I was like, oh, I got to sit through 2 hours of a Will Ferrell movie. He was so cute and so funny and so much not like himself. And him and Mark Wahlberg were so perfect battling it out that I actually gave this movie a must-see on the big screen.
Whole family can enjoy.
Whole family can enjoy. And actually, everyone in the theater was laughing the entire time, which maybe helped give that, review as well. the feedback from everybody that was seeing it that day. So
I'm certainly interested now because he is a radio jockey. So
there you go.
I'll see
You
it.
better go check it.
I might see it for that thing, and the fact that Noel's in it. God, I forgot about Noel. Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes.
Noel, so great. Catch the full review up on the Matinee Chat website, MatineeChat.com. And, listen to what you think about it. Feel free to contact us on Facebook and Twitter. And now a movie I did get to see with you, which I thought was pretty good. It had a lot of, life is full of downturns, and so it certainly had a lot of those. And it sucks when you don't have good family around you.
Exactly.
But it was a good
we
story.
all have a dysfunction, maybe in some direction. Yes.
It was a great story of perseverance. And the movie we're talking about is Joy, starring the wonderful Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep. Rated PG-13. Bradley Cooper, those blue eyes. You know
Surprise,
how I am about
surprise.
that. Yeah. And Robert De Niro. Who doesn't love Robert De Niro?
That is correct. Isabel Rossellini's also in there, and I thought she did a pretty good job. And
she did.
And Susan Lucci. Oh, one thing I thought also was really good was is what's her name's daughter who played her mom. She just passed away. Comedic lady. She used to host all the fashion stuff.
Oh, well, actually, Melissa Rivers
There we
is
go.
playing her mom.
Yeah, that's what I
Joan
said.
Rivers.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. So I thought that was really good. Melissa coming in there to play Joan. I heard she even had some had to take a step out away from it because she said she looked so much like her, like freaked her out the first time she saw it on screen, and she really did. Right. I mean, it was spot on.
It was apropos. It
was it was a really great movie. I mean, what it's about, of course, is Jennifer Lawrence is like a mom. She's hardworking.
A mom, and she's
hardworking,
divorced. Yes,
and she lives with her father and her ex-husband and
her mother
and her
all
her
mom
one
and
roof.
dad are divorced, so there's a little.
And
that's real comfortable.
She's like a utility mom, and she can fix plumbing. She can fix this and fix that, and she can cook food, and she works.
She can't do.
And then one day she has a wonderful idea for a mop that wrings itself out, because before you had to do it by hand back in the day.
Right.
Before we
never
had
touch the mop now.
Whatever it is, that thing that the cleans the floor, the robot, whatever that is. I don't even remember the name of it, but before that came along,
okay,
there were mops that didn't clean that didn't rinse themselves out, and now they can. So she made it all by herself with the help of her daughter, even through these crayon designs. And I'm just now talking long-winded, but it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie because it just shows her perseverance, because she wasn't letting anything stop her. She had her family saying no. She had the world telling her no. She had Bradley Cooper tell her no, and she was still like, I'm gonna do it. And then I'm going to sell it, which was the best part for me, is she put it in her own hands to create her own future and made it happen. And she had the best New York accent while she was doing it, too. It was funny.
Well, and the best part for me is it's a true story.
Yeah.
It's actually Joy Manganiello, who has been on HSN and QVC, and how she made her empire. And she is definitely an entrepreneur, and how she overcame all the dysfunction in her life.
There's a lot of it, all the negativity.
If you can't trust someone, you definitely can't trust your family. So there you go.
It's a bummer. It has to be that way sometimes. But it was really, really well done, and a great story of perseverance, and a great empowerment for women. So I really enjoyed that.
Good job, David O. Russell.
Catch the full review up on the website, MatineeChat.com. And I definitely recommend you go see this movie. I believe you recommend that too.
I did. I rated it somewhere between must see on the big screen and wait and catch it on DVD. It wasn't quite as good as some of the other ones we saw, but it's definitely up there. So
it's worth it if you got time to spare.
There you go.
Moving on to another movie we got. Movie, I guess, number 5 now, which is flying through.
Can you believe it?
New Year's. The movie is called Carol. Again, another one I kind of missed out on, so why don't you just go ahead and take the reins, Kathy, and explain what this was
Carol, rated
all about.
R. 1950s, Cate Blanchett. Rooney Mara. Actually, Cate Blanchett is a married woman with a little girl, but she is infatuated with Rooney Mara, so that usually wasn't an acceptable situation back in the 1950s. And it's the story of their love affair and, her husband, of course, wanting her to come back to him, not be involved with a woman. So, like I said, 1950s. How does the husband deal with this? Oh, we'll take your kid away from you if you don't straighten up. Nice, right?
That sounds lovely.
Very lovely. But once again, Kate Blanchett's up for a Golden Globe for her portrayal in the film. And I believe Rooney Mara is too. So, lots of great scenes, lots of great acting. I think that I would have liked to have seen this before I saw The Danish Girl, and I saw him in reverse. So that may have had some play on what I rated this one. But I rated it somewhere between must see on the big screen and wait and catch it on DVD. It's very intense. It's very, there wasn't a lot of enjoyment throughout as you were feeling the pain and angst of these two people and trying to have a relationship. And, and you also felt the pain of her husband trying to, get her back on track, as they say. So.
Okay. Well, it seems like an interesting story, that's for sure. And I would probably wait so I could lounge on my couch and watch it.
Really? Okay.
Snuggle up with some hot cocoa as opposed to
there you go.
flying into the theaters for a piece of sad.
But it is in the theaters right now. So if you're feeling it's something you want to catch before the Golden Globes on January the 19th, then head on out and catch it.
Full review up on the website right now, MatineeChat.com. And now we've come to another game. This one is called Say What?
Let me bring you up to speed.
Say what?
You talking to me?
Say what again?
Games on the Matinee Chat podcast.
Thanks. I like to play.
Say what?
Unleash the fury.
Let's begin, shall we?
So this is what he tried to allude to earlier. Maybe this is the obscure movie that...
Never heard of this movie.
Really?
Never heard of this movie.
Well, it's from a scene, maybe something to do with this time of year, New Year's Eve. That's the only hint I'm given. Obscure movie, New Year's Eve, and
let's see if they know.
Okay.
The truth is, I broke up with you because you were the worst lover I ever had in my life.
What?
I'm serious. Even counting high school, it was bad.
That's so sad. So sad. Why
Starting off the year with
start off the year with just positivity flowing from Kathy's veins these days? Wow.
Oh.
So if you know what that's from, which I do not, if you figured that out with your mastermind of intelligence, please let us know on the Matinee Chat page.
And actually, we're going to do 4 passes to the Lincoln Theater.
Forward to the Lincoln Theater. Thank you, Lincoln, for being involved.
Thank you very much.
All right, so in the final 2 of the first Matinee Chat podcast, the brand new year 2016, get into The Danish Girl.
Yes. Which sadly you didn't get to see
I did not get to see either.
But once he listens to my review, he may want to rush out and see it.
I may have to because you know how much I love Danishes.
There you go. Exactly. The Danish Girl, rated R, starring Eddie Redmayne, Alicia Vikander, and actually based on the novel by David Ebershoff and based on the true lives of Eddie Redmayne's character, Alicia Vikander's character, who was actually one of the very first individuals who went through transgender surgery.
Oh.
All the way back in the 1930s.
Wow.
So it's the story of their lives being married and how he transitions into explaining to her that he has always wanted to live as a woman and how their love and, her support of him in this process brought him to want to actually change from male to female.
Powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff.
And
Very
early in the
powerful
times,
stuff.
too, because that's dangerous. I mean, it wasn't like it was just not even, 10 years ago we were in a war and we're, our answer to a lot of questions was just like, all right, we'll just cut it off and sew it up and we'll figure it out from there. And now you want to, reassess your gender in the 20s and the 30s, like amidst the Depression.
Amazing, right? Now we're in Europe. I mean, not that makes any difference. The whole thing was in Europe. They were both artists and,
It's craziness.
Craziness. It was craziness. And actually, the Danish Girl's been, getting lots of nods across the board. I'm guessing it'll also be getting some Academy Awards. Eddie Redmayne's up for Best Actor for Golden Globe. Alicia Vikander's up for Best Actress for Golden Globe for this film. from the cinematography to the storyline to the actual, acting that they both did. It was incredible, phenomenal, and it's a definite everybody should see this film. Must see on the big screen for me.
Must see on the big screen, and it certainly plays into a lot of things that we're talking about today. There's a lot of effort to get recognition for the transgender community, and as well as many others in the LGBTQ community.
So it's kind of apropos,
Exactly.
It was many, many years ago, but it is perfect for this time and place.
All right. Check out the full review of the website right now, MatineeChat.com, and feel free to let us know if you enjoyed the movie when you go see it.
Please share with us your thoughts. Let us know if Anthony's wrong and I'm right, or vice versa.
I didn't even say anything. How could it be wrong?
Never.
The last movie is, of course, the big one that a lot of people are going to go see that I saw full of people with.
It was a full
Hateful Eight,
theater. Yes.
Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece of length plus intermission.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's rated R, 187 minutes worth. How long has it been since we've had a film where there's an actual intermission?
It's 3 hours.
Yes.
3 hours.
3 hours of Quentin Tarantino's writing. And now we're back in the Old West. We have great actors playing parts for Quentin like Kurt Russell, Samuel L. Jackson, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Tim Roth is always good.
Yes.
Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like any other Tarantino movie in which you start off in the Tarantino beginning, but the real beginning gets played somewhere after after the intermission. You get like, oh, okay, so this is where we are, reset, and here we are now.
Hey, and there was an actual actor that I did catch at the beginning of the film, but they haven't really promoted too much that he was in the film. He's in it for a short amount of time, but maybe he likes to strip, and that's all I'm going to give.
Oh, that one.
Uh-huh.
Little nastiness.
Yeah.
Yes, and so it was. That was a surprise. I guess I want to give that away. It's kind of a spoiler if we give that away. But yeah,
it was.
If you're a fan of old westerns, and I only seen a couple of them when I was a kid, they're mostly.
He's not a John Wayne fan.
John Wayne's, but apparently it's just how to outmaneuver and outwit the next cowboy seems to be what it is. It's just all a bunch of pissing contests and egos and.
Yeah, but we got some military guys. We have some bounty hunters.
Had some deep history involved, getting down to the Civil War and
Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. We're talking about all throughout the film.
Yeah, no, it was there. But hands down, Jennifer Jason Leigh did a really, really great job.
Yes, and
as
she's
Dahmer
up for Golden Globe as well
with that horrible last name, Dahmer. She was just gross and evil.
I don't know,
it was so
actually,
great.
and I talked about it in my review. If you go to MatineeChat.com or check us out on Twitter at MatineeChat, I actually talk about in the review that woman is so worthy of that Golden Globe nod because she made it through scenes I would have never been able to make it through with all the blood, guts, and gore. Ugh, really. Ugh.
Well, it's a Tarantino film. It's going to be a lot of blood, guts, and gore. But yeah, in standard Tarantino fashion, it was lengthy. It had beginning, middle, and end all over the place, and there were some twists and turns. And it was fun to see. Kurt Russell again for me. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, that's in my review too. I have loved that man for decades, and him being the bounty hunter, mountain man, perfect. And Samuel L. I mean, come on, Quentin loves him too. Apparently. He's back for more Tarantino. So.
Oh, I was trying to figure out who that other guy was, the driver of the carriage.
Yes.
He was also in Django and I guess Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's an old.
Name? Yeah.
James Parks.
There you go.
I guess he's an old Tarantino.
There you go.
Alum.
He gets a little each time.
If you are a fan of Tarantino, you will not be disappointed. If you're looking for an old-timey Western, I suppose you will not be disappointed either. If you're looking to just smile for 2 hours, you'll be sorely disappointed.
3 hours.
3 hours. Sorry. Oh my God. It was long. There's a lot of dry parts, or it was just drawn out. But that's what he was, trying to get across. Not that he always made movies for the public. I don't think that Tarantino ever did.
I really think he makes them for
himself. But he just really makes movies for himself, and that's great, and that's awesome. And I love that you can do that. If people can respect you and love your work, for that. This was just not in my top Tarantino-ness of like, I got to see that again. It is a long one, and it is just kind of slow, and it's there. But if you're a huge fan of Tarantino, I'm sure you're going to like it.
Well, if you're a huge fan of his, you got to go see it. We made sure we saw it in 70 millimeter, so we paid a little extra to see it, like the old Westerns were shot.
Bragging.
No, I'm just saying that, a lot of people caught it before its big release on Christmas Day in 70 millimeter, which we did because I wanted to give it all the benefit of the doubt of I'm going to love this as much as I loved Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained.
Yes.
And it wasn't there. No. The dialogue in the first half of this film was so long and drawn out and dry, I literally wanted to take a nap.
It was long.
It was long. And, of course, the second half of the film speeds up quite a bit. Thank you, God. But I have given this review, if you go to MatineeChat.com or check us out on Twitter at MatineeChat, a review rating that I do not usually give, but I'm sorry Quentin got it this time, and I said it was a waste of time and money.
Ooh,
yes.
Cold. Stone cold. Judge Judy. Just a waste of time and money. I was listening to say just watch it at home so you can.
Oh, so you're saying wait for the
3
DVD.
hours. At least you can watch it in your house.
Nah. Was not feeling it.
Yeah.
Even with Kurt. And the stripper. So
Jennifer Jason Leigh was still pretty awesome.
Yes, she was.
All right, guys, full review up on the website right now, MatineeChat.com. And, of course, let us know if you sat through the 3 hours of snow.
Yes.
Too, and we'll talk about it because it's lengthy. You get frostbite.
And there were so many discrepancies I found in the filming of it, too, that I couldn't get beyond it. I could not get beyond it.
She's a picky viewer. We have yet to receive any notification as to what movies we'll be seeing next week to discuss.
Yeah,
so when we know,
there may be nothing
you will know.
Next week. I'm not sure.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll just.
They may give us a break.
Run through a bunch of stuff. Maybe we'll just make up a bunch of spoilers for an entire.
Or maybe we'll talk
episode.
about the top 15 of 2015.
You won't think it's too late?
No.
It'll be so 2016 by then.
Okay, all right.
We'll figure it out.
We'll see what happens.
Thank you for listening. Enjoy your time at the movies this weekend, and we'll see you next week on the Matinee Chat podcast.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great week. Take care.